Hey everyone! It's Roxy Horror. I'm back again with another review. This time I am doing the Crazies remake. Ah, dude, I love this movie. It is so good. I have a great time with it. Ever since it came out, I've loved this movie. I think it was like 2010 or something when it came out. But yeah, this was a great addition to the list. Um, Always had a love for this film. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna get into it. Before I start, though, I would like to say that if you haven't seen this remake, which you really should, please pause this and go watch it and then come back and see what I have to say because this video has spoilers. So please do that now and save yourself the trouble. All right, we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna start off with a comparison with this and the original. Um, this movie, there were some similarities, like the government coming in and taking over the town and kind of like it was more of them killing the people in this movie instead of just confining them into an area of a school. I think that was the first film where they like put them in a school building and they were like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna get in this one room, and it was just very odd. But this one, it was they quarantined the town, so they had barriers on the outsides of all of the town areas, and they were killing people that would cross over into the next town. So, I liked how they did that, but I loved how the commentary was still there. Like, the government does not care about small people. They care about the big picture. So, whatever was going on in this small town, they're going to eliminate everyone in this town and not give a shit if you're alive or if you're infected. Like, they're just gonna kill you. So it was an interesting look at, this is really how the government thinks. And it's not far off from real life here in America. So yeah, I loved that it had a better story. Even though it was very similar, there was some, there were still some questions in Romero's Crazies. This one answered some of them. Not all of them, but it answered some of them. I also think that the character development was better in this. Romero just really has a hard time with that. It's more of the carnage candy and the like commentary, the social commentary with Romero's films. Whereas for this, it was like you're trying to like figure out what's going on, and the characters get a little more in depth. There's more going on there. Which I really enjoyed because it made me care. It made me upset when people died. It was definitely, I love movies that have characters that you feel for and you want them to survive. You're rooting for them. Instead of like just watching characters just die for the hell of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that there was a little bit more development here, which I enjoyed. I'm gonna go into what I liked about this movie. I mean, shit, I like a lot about this movie. It's just nostalgic for me. I mean, I watched this, I think think I was still in college when I watched this movie, but I watched it with a bunch of friends, and we were all just like, "What is happening?" um, it was great. It was a good it was a good watch with a bunch of people, and then I watched it by myself. And I still had a great time with it. This is like a comfort movie for me. I don't really like zombies, but these aren't really zombies. These are like infected people that have been infected with this like bio chemical warfare, essentially. So yeah, it was very this is a much more realistic form of infected people, like zombified people. So what I liked about this, the story and acting were just top notch. I really enjoyed it. Even some of the like cheesier lines, I enjoyed. I don't know. I think it was the story was very well thought out, and the dialogue was well placed to where it just sounded like something that would actually happen. As I said before, the deaths were upsetting. Like, I was rooting for characters that died. Like, when Russ transformed and like, he was like, "Oh God, am I sick?" And like, my heart just sank. I was like, "Oh God, he's sick." And we all knew he was getting more aggressive, and it was just like, okay, when is this gonna happen? But then he like took a horde of bullets for the other two to get away, Judy and her husband to get away, and it was just, oh God, I felt it. I was like, oh God, this guy. So yeah, and then Becca's death was upsetting as well. Like when I mean, it just seemed like they may get away, and then all of a sudden they're in a car wash and zombies are coming after them. And I want to say it was the like hillbillies from the beginning of the movie that were like fishing in the water that the biochemicals went into. But anyway, it was upsetting when she died. And then, you know, Judy's reaction to her death was heartbreaking as well. It was just, it was well done. So yeah, I appreciate that. Oh man, my favorite scene in the movie, which I'm sure y'all probably feel the same way. My favorite scene in the movie was when Becca and Judy were in the hospital. Like, they were taken away from the men and put in these, like, restrained, basically, in these hospital beds. So they're tied to these beds, and one of the crazy people comes through with a pitchfork and just starts stabbing people. Oh my God. The tension in that scene is, like, it's just so unsettling. And as he's walking, he's like dragging the pitchfork along the floor, and it's just, you know, it was just very. And then, you know, he gets to Judy's bed, and then Becca screams, and then it's like, oh God. And then, you know, it was just, oh my gosh, just one of the best scenes in zombie horror by far. Like, this is such a great scene. And I loved the ending. I love how the ending was so bleak. So basically, Judy and her husband escape. They get out of the town. They're able to escape so they blow up. They essentially blow up this entire town. And so they end up escaping and going to this next town. But unfortunately, the military is always already looking at this next town and being like, okay, they're our next target. to, demolish, essentially. So they're going into another scenario. And I just loved that it ended that way. I was like, oh, well, it's still not safe. We don't know what happens to them, but, they're going into another scenario where they're going to have to try to escape it. I thought it was a great way to end the movie. So yeah, that's what I liked about it. And I'm going to go into a couple of things that I disliked about this movie. Not too much. But one thing that I always hate about horror movies, well, honestly, it's a lot of zombie movies, is that women fall into this trope of being hopeless. Like, they can't do anything themselves. And it just bothers me because I know some of these women are much stronger than they seem. I mean, these two girls, Judy and Becca, they're freaking nurses. Like, they should have more intelligence on how to get away and, like, act differently. I mean, they just acted like they needed the men to, like, help them figure out what to do. And it was just kind of annoying. It's like, oh, okay, so, like, it's the old final girl trope where, like, they only survive because other people help them. And this is just one of those scenarios where it just kind of, like, grated on me, where it was like, I care about these women so much, but goddamn, do something for yourself, please. And then the random rednecks that, become infected, the ones that were, like, fishing and whatever, and they become infected, and it's just like, okay, they were pointless towards the story except to have a chase scene. Like, that's really all they were there for. And, like, finding a dead body, I want to say, but still, it was just like, come on, guys, like, we don't need that. You can just make some random townspeople go after them or something. I don't know. But anyway, that was, it was just kind of like, okay. But that's it. I mean, I really enjoyed this movie. And I still do. After, I want to say every other year in the month of October, I watch this movie. Especially if I see it come up on, my streaming services. I'm like, oh, yeah, click. So yeah, I gave this a 4.3 out of 5. Just because some of these other films I did like better. But this has a special place in my heart. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this movie in the comment section below. I would love to hear your opinion. Just be respectful with it. We all have our own opinions. Just don't discount anybody's opinion. And yeah, if you like our content, please click the subscribe button. It's free, so you can get more of our content and see what we have to offer. And then also, if you want to, follow us through our content journey, you can click on that little bell and that'll alert you whenever we post a video. If you guys don't mind commenting and liking our video, we would appreciate it. Or any of our content, any videos, because it helps us get, our reach a little further so we can send our content to more people. And otherwise, this is the last review that I will be doing by myself for the 31 on 31 list. Casey and I will be doing a review together on The Serpent and the Rainbow, and we will be doing that in podcast style. So you will be seeing a different view of me, and you will be seeing a different setting. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But in the meantime, stay spooky, guys.